now you start to see it.
Fucking live!
It's never enough.
There we go. Game name?
Are you saying that advance have cured death?
Jog off!
We're still vassals, slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
I think I just clicked. Fuck it. Let's go with the harder difficulty. I don't remember how to play this game. I played like the first level of it a long ass time ago. Let's go. God damn it, I always place it right by my fucking microphone, so it happens every time. I always forget about it. Fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic, bro.
Hi, David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. Alright, mate. Dave here. Listen.
Is this like audio low? It is. Turn that up. Get a little bit of music. Room. Music. Okay.
Now, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so, you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry, it's not hard, and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again. Oh, that didn't actually take as long as I thought it would. So we've got a few seconds. I suppose I ought to warn you that tonight is, as I'm sure you know, election night, which means if we make any mistakes, by which I mean if you make any mistakes, we're getting fired. So stay on your toes, mate. You should be getting the signal any second now.
Award-winning movie.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know CV makes me kind of impossible.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. Tasha love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going
Going
5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the
Good
National
evening.
Night News.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay, we're all good. Next thing is going to be to throw to the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market.
Okay.
Top chat.
So far, so good.
Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer
Yes,
Johnny
this game.
Hamsleys wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters where we're going to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic...
Right. Button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance.
We often get a bit of interference around this time, mate. Keep your eye on the machine at the bottom right. Use that slider that's flashing or your scroll wheel to move the wave up and down, keeping the green bit in the white bit.
But critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have
This
all
is new.
conceded to Advance's
They changed how that
overwhelming
worked.
but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary...
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
I need you to fill up to the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves. I'm not fat.
Okay.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
Doesn't remember anything I tell you.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship. Yeah.
Fucking
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Break.
Okay.
Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody.
With Johnny Hamsleeves.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Next goal.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
shop
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you. I do hope that being with you here today is a
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours. May I say.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
So you which is called medicated.
The medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
He's a wonderful chap.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
With him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a...
Okay.
She loved it.
Awesome. I know. Alright, back to it.
Wild ride this has been. What a wild ride this has been. I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Aside.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all. A love, of course.
Been on that shot a bit long.
I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it. But I really am not in it for the awards. Those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my medal.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, doesn't it? Giving, suffering for one's audience.
Remember the 10-second rule.
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference. I
It's
suppose
like
in the end,
11
I
or
do it
12
for the
seconds
people that I
each hit.
inspire. I do it for the people, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, indeed. Historic. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. Difficult, isn't it? I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
Cool, looks like Blunderclash is losing it in the studio, but we ain't got time for that. There's more interference coming. It's a bit trickier this time, mate. Use that little flashing joystick to the left of the knob, or hold down your middle mouse or Alt on your keyboard, and as the frequency changes, match it to the white bit by dragging right. Get the speed right.
Nolans mustn't.
Will do for now. Next, we're going to change the amplitude. Same as last time. Little joystick or hold Alt or middle mouse, and this time push upwards. Upwards, mate. Upwards.
Okay. It's not a tap or anything. Okay, I got it. That was weird.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me,
Dr. Hemlock.
but I didn't
Man,
listen.
my score just went down a lot because of that.
Drowning,
Okay.
Lance, she
They
said.
changed how this works. I'm so confused.
The sterility. This folder. This is the key.
Stop it.
Yes!
Not bad. You'll get it with practice.
We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the space bar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts.
Okay.
It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it.
Gotcha.
And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now.
This is a crazy deal with meal appeal.
As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously?
That was 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advanced Headquarters, where the two leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start? Okay.
Go for it, Pat.
Thank you all for coming, and, well, thank you all for coming. Where do I start? Well, what a day.
They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it. Every dirty, low-down, every southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shit.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than the granny's fanny.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate.
Jesus Christ, this is weird.
Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated community.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from and our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day.
So much fun. I'm focusing so hard.
I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful
Right, looks like
Oh,
I've got it now.
I barely
Thanks for
fucking
the help,
nailed
mate.
it.
I've got to go. Jerry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
Same old boring politics then.
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now.
Alrighty.
It's all happening right in front of you.
Okay, I got a B on that. I received my full wages. Current wealth, broke ass poor. Nice. This is bad. They really bumped this shit up. Holy, okay. World. Whatever the fuck that means.
Alright, mate. Welcome to the archive.
Fuck, it's
This is
gonna
where you
take
can
me to
have
the
a quick
archive.
look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes, and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now.
Okay.
Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Cool. Do I? Okay.
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before...
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those.
Okay.
Right, this is the rushes room. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
Oh, but this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
Oh no, I think they think you won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. It's not an...
Absolute bonehead. I don't care, Rob. I'm not.
Right, we've seen that. I want to go to where we have the advert going. Because he says some stuff, and I can't hear what he says when that goes. And I'm super curious about what it is. So we're going to find the fuck on out.
I understand you're upset, but we can...
Okay.
The half of it. Rob! I'll be at the Dorset. Send up a bottle of scotch and a whole ham. It's in my contract.
Okay, he's just pissed, boy.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to. Oh, go on then. Say it.
What?
I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
See, this is why you're single.
Okay. So we're gonna continue. Day 1, 2, 3, day 3, an unexpected form. You arrive at home to find a post on the map. The team wants to know you. Curiosity gets better when you open it. Alright. To form. My name, Alex. Spouse, Sam. Children, Charles Winston and Susie Winston. At least you got the basics right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They'd be mandatory. Upon starting a new job, would be friendly. Just, I don't know, probably be friendly. A colleague. Now a file of minor importance and message. You would recommend that my colleague reports it. Probably should report that it's missing. The entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Your boss has put in place new targets that are significantly higher than the previous ones. You would. You only pay me for as much as I'm working, bud. You work on time. It's the annual company barbecue. You and your friend has been invited. I mean, it's barbecue day. are washing your hair that day. You are washing your hair that day. Okay? What? You go if you're free, but looking forward to it, I guess. You've had a long, successful career, and now about to retire. In your speech, you... I don't know, probably give an honest review of the pros and cons of the company and say, I'm leaving. The company was shit, and some was good, some was pop. Poo. Poo. That's what I would say. But, you know, besides the point. In your spare time, you, I don't know, I like to relax alone. I'm not really into other things. Your ideal holiday getaway would probably be, theme park. That the government keeps people, free. America! Thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, sign my name. Put myself on a fucking list. It's late. Sam and the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up a favorite coffee cup. A worn out souvenir of your first trip together. The prince faded, but the goofy face still makes you smile. A knock at the window brings you back to reality. They're in the garden, clutching a gaudy neon green suitcase. It's Chris, Sam's sibling. As soon as you let them in, they sit at the kitchen table, visibly stressed. Chris takes a deep breath. I'm so sorry for bursting in so late, Alex, Chris stammers. But I need a favor, and you're the only one I could ask. No problem, mate. What's going on? You must have seen all this crazy advanced stuff. The Acid and Wealth Act, they're calling it. Taking people's hard-earned money to fund the lazy. It's bullshit! You've never seen Chris this agitated. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, Chris adds hastily, but they can afford it. People like me, we're going to lose everything. That's awful, mate, but I'm not sure I can help. You were always the well-off one in the family. They're going to take everything, Alex. Everything I spent my life building. I can't let that happen. I need a favor. Chris's eyes find the floor towers. The floor tiles. I need to borrow your passport. Why do I get the feeling I'm not going to like this? They've taken mine in half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look similar, so... Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, and my money will be safe, but I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex, I wouldn't ask if I didn't have any other choice. Okay, it's upstairs in the safe. I'll get it. You can take it. It's family. Family's what's important, mate. You climb the stairs to your bedroom, careful not to wake Sam, who is cocooned in the duvet as usual. You open the wardrobe, unlock the safe, and retrieve the passport. A sleepy voice breaks the silence. Alex? What's going on? Chris is downstairs. They're leaving the country, and they need my passport to do it. Sam bolts up right now, all thoughts of sleep gone. What? They're leaving the country? Are things really that bad? Apparently, but they'll be fine if they can leave. Chris can take my passport and get out. The rare lines on Sam's forehead seem to relax. Thank you. We have to look out for family. And if I know my little Chrissy, it's probably all one big overreaction. Exactly. Let me just take this downstairs, and then I'll be up to bed. You close the safe, and head back downstairs to find Chris at the table fidgeting. They jump up as soon as you enter the kitchen. So, have you got it? Yeah, here. Good luck, mate. For the first time, Chris smiles. It's infectious. Thanks. I really appreciate this. I'll get back in touch once I'm safely out of the country. Chris takes the passport and, breathing a sigh of relief, grabs a neon, really? It's supposed to be neon, I think. Neon fluorescent suitcase and heads out into the night. You head to bed. Hoping you can pry some of that duvet away from Sam without waking them. Them. What? It's not calling... It's not... What? Oh, it's doing super general neutral stuff. So that... you... That's why it's Alex and Sam, because you could be male or female, however you want to match them. I get it. I get it. A little unexpected. It threw me off, because it used to be him and her. But I get it now. That makes sense. My daughter's coming. Oh, shit. Well.
With former Prime Minister Jacob Hamilton.
No, for my sister's kid, Mr. Fuckletugs or something.
Snuggle hugs?
That's the bastard.
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody!
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4.
Okay, and we are in.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical...
Oh, yeah. Alright, retry that. Holy shit. What the fuck? What? I gotta listen to the guy. Okay, I'm gonna try not to listen to him again.
That's the job, reminding us just how our new Prime Minister became so popular in the first place. Following that, at 9 p.m, Megan Wolf sits down for an exclusive interview with former Prime Minister Jacob Hamilton.
No, for my sister's kid, Mr. Fuckletugs or something.
Snuggle hugs?
That's the bastard.
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon. 10 seconds, everybody!
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National Night.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snuggles. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash, intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the
This
cards?
is super fucking easy right now.
And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police and less oversight, are we using an Advance-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh, shite. Good.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90%
This is like a
of the
shit
population
broadcast,
wealthier
but hey,
and is
man,
on target to produce a
doing
permanent
okay.
end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same
Fucker.
people.
I let go too soon.
Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research in the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong.
They turned the fucking frogs gay.
I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much are you being paid by them then?
Oh, shut the fuck up, Alan. I've never heard so much shit in my life.
Well, we'll see who's full of shit, won't we?
Alan, I can explain it to you, but unfortunately, I can't understand it for you.
Get
I don't know
fucked.
what she meant by that.
Get fucked, bro. Damn. Ooh. That's what you get for saying they turning the fucking frogs gay. Damn.
I'm just saying we'll do what I can.
Bullshit, you will. She's good. You know she is.
I've said a bit of wording, that's all I can do.
I've appealed.
10 seconds, everybody.
Judge.
If that sticks,
Bring
I'll
in
destroy
5,
you.
4, 3.
Welcome back.
My
In
daughter
our
is
second
singing.
segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a
Oh,
lawyer
boy.
who sees the problems close
I didn't
up
expect him to
on the
move
front
it.
line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem. We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? I'll be at my mother's.
Just hang on. Oh, the problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
No. Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. John.
We need.
Okay.
We need
Fucking
legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
much
to
focus.
interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I'm leaving him?
Yes, I totally understand. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife. Or cosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that... Oh, bugger, hang on a moment. Jeremy, your bloody gimps escaped. Delia? Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
I'm sorry, darling. I was spaying the badgers.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You put back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this... Oh, hold on just a moment.
Oh, Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty, naughty, naughty boy.
Clive, I am not having this again. As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
What the fuck?
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality force. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swan. He's agreed to
Menacing a swan?
Which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
Damn, Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's in the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. Not now, fellas, I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
Oh, I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal there, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
Well, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order.
Have fucking
After
not.
the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
Piss off.
Smooth, incisive journalism.
Oh
I can
my
have you
God.
fired.
You'd miss my charm.
Your skin deserves the best. So the new formula actively
Great D. I know, you fucking threw a lot of shit at me. I didn't expect it.
salt content actually pulls the dihydrogen monoxide.
But I passed. And I care about passing.
Crisp, brittle skin you've come to expect.
Fucking Christ, dude.
Will revitalize the appearance of the strength of your face's skin. 41% of women we surveyed said they lost their visible face.
Come on, it's welcome back.
Dentists would recommend it.
This is on you. 10 seconds, everybody. We're going to open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College, who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that
Oh,
right?
that's the
yes,
one.
Charlotte's my oldest.
I'm the older, more popular one. I'm joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history, Aristotle
I
believed.
just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
thanks, Steve. Put it in, coach. Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny, because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that Peter Clements DIY show back in the day, and so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh, heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
What the fuck is this?
Going somewhere, little first year? Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers. What? Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Just keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money. Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? My arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah!
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
The fuck is that?
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face.
What the fuck is this?
I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
I don't understand.
Life can be cheeky. If you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean.
so confused, man.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council
perfect.
estate. Life was hip,
Yeah,
but
dude.
things weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum, and for dinner he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you work
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Just work as a team.
it's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Night News.
What the fuck?
Join us tomorrow night for all the headlines from across the country.
Oh, God.
This is Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but it doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief
These
about
people on
adequate
fucking
feature.
tour?
Oh, someone please get these twats out of my studio.
He literally is just the guy that fucking says that. Turning the fucking frogs gay. God, he really is. You have received your full wages, current wealth, broke ass poor. Shares, whole. Nice, 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 nice. I'm still broke ass poor. I don't know what these symbols mean. Alright. I don't really want to look at any of these, I guess. Wait, was there someone I wanted to look at? Look at Law and Order. Just in case. I think there might have been one I wanted to look at. But I think we got, like... No, it was the Alan James interview, wasn't it?
I'm just saying I'll do what I can.
Wide, just on our public
Sorry
servant.
to inter...
Full sector there.
Okay.
Cannot believe you, Ellen. I would have expected this from your sister, but not from you.
When are you going to realise I'm not her, Greg?
Well, trust me, between the drinking and the arse, I'm very aware.
Wow. Alrighty.
Thug with an...
Hearing test.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Now, how's your IBS been?
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph. And This fucking loading screen though. Ooh. Day 15. A late night. You get to the theater slightly early, and Sam's already there, waiting, dressed to the nines. You smiled widely as you join hands and take your seats in the private box. You certainly could get used to this. The tickets arrived on your doormat on Monday, with a typed thank you from Chris. You'll get your passport back soon enough, apparently. The show isn't to your usual taste. A pretentious opera in a language you know for a fact that Chris doesn't speak either. Still, the complimentary drinks sure go down smooth. It is misleading, isn't it? What did I name it again? The game title? This game title? Not for Brodcast? Yeah. When the show finally ends, how many bows do these people need? You stand in line to get your coats, and Sam has you increases with... Oh my god, it's fucking British speak! Ugh! Sam has you increases with a hilarious impression of the conductor, arms flailing wildly. The couple in front of you are talking about the relocation of people who couldn't pay the new tax bills. It sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully at you as you both think of Chris, safe and sound. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home, and there's a note on the kitchen table and his almost illegible scrawl. It says he's at a friend's house. I trust my son. It's one night. He's gotta start taking responsibility for his own decisions sometime. He's 14. He'd get it asked when he gets home. What's the worst that could happen? You're gonna learn the taste of my back of my hand! Family intermission crackles life. You could be calling you while you're... No. This is HQ residential house. At least I think so. It looks super like it. Good afternoon. There's a message from the Winston family. It's Miss Smith calling regarding your son Charles. The tedious book goes on. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it, but he wasn't in school today, and we haven't heard from you that he would be absent. I'd like to remind you we do require all absences to be authorized in advance or in exceptional circumstances for parents to ring first thing in the morning. Please see to it that it doesn't happen again. Thank you. Goodbye. Someone has some explaining to do. Boy's gonna learn what the back of my fucking hand tastes like, I tell you what for. Damn, fucking shit. 42 days, like almost 30 days later, fuck. Leaping through a pile of accumulated posts, each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal advanced logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, this is your second reminder letter regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passports to your nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You cannot receive your share of the national rebate without submitting these documents. You knew there would be consequences, but it doesn't make it any easier. We work as a team, and we are rewarded as a team. Forwards together, Julia Salbury and Peter Clement. Chris is safe, and that's all that matters. You hope. Day 48. A tight Christmas. Oh, son of a bitch. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. There's Noah sitting on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while... British speak! What the fuck is the kids pulling a cracker? What the fuck does that... No, I'm Googling that. What the hell does that mean? The kids are pulling a cracker. It's a Christmas cracker. Festive decorations. Snapping sound when pulled open. Okay. Often contain a small gift or joke. Okay, I've never fucking heard of this. This is some British speak, isn't it? I feel like I'm calling it British speak. What the fuck? Never heard of this. Head of the table, sitting down. Yeah. Across from you is Chris's empty seat. Probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think? You catch Sam's eye, who breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food had to be stretched a little thinner this year, but no one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of the year. You look around the room at your family. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma? Your mother smiles broadly at you, just like she used to. Yes, Pat, it's absolutely lovely. Sam softly corrects her. That's Alex, Cassandra. Alex? Pat's not with us anymore. Oh, yes, of course, she mutters. Immediately she's back to the frail shadow of her former self. Sam smiles kindly and squeezes your hand under the table. Bitch got Alzheimer's or dementia. Probably Alzheimer's. Whoa, that's always awesome. You look around the room at your family. Make a toast! Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers, much clinking of glasses. Your daughter Susie sees she's opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me. What do you want? I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. You know me and my friends are planning on traveling this year. Susie begins. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with money. I knew it. I'm a mind reader. You chuckle as your 19-year-old daughter rolls her eyes. You wish you could say yes without worrying. But now that your mother's had to move in, things aren't quite as simple anymore. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred, she mumbles as she pushes a straight pea around her plate. It takes a great effort for you to not spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her, and I did already say she could go. We'll make it work somehow. You mean it? That's great. Thank you. The moon soars as Sam puts a paper hat on your head, and Charlie takes pleasure in reading everyone's god-awful cracker jokes. Jesus Christ. The room is filled with vicious voices and laughter. No, vicious laughter. The room is filled with vicious laughter. Looking around at your grinning family, your mother whispers, your father would be so pleased. You dab your eye with the napkin. Feeling a little lucky. Ooh. Gonna take a quick break. Alright guys, I think, you know what? I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna get my daughter to sleep. It's been a fun stream. Bid you all a good night.